I'm Dr. David Geier, orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine expert. And in episode 2 of That's Gotta Hurt with Dr. David Geier, we're going to talk about fantasy football injury predictions for Carson Wentz, for Andrew Luck, and Odell Beckham Jr. And this week, I take on whole body cryotherapy. That's right. This week's challenge is me in a chamber 278 degrees below zero for 3 minutes. Let's go. We're on our way to a place called Cryoevolution. This is a place that does what's called whole body cryotherapy, and I want to try it out. Basically, I'm going to be in one of these, what they call a cryosauna. It's really more like a cryo chamber, and supposedly the temperatures in that chamber get between negative 237 degrees and negative 278 degrees. One of my patients does it, and I asked him how it is, and he says it's brutal. I asked him, well, how do you do it for 3 minutes then? He talks to, I guess, either the girl that's working there or he brings one of his friends, and that's all he can do to sort of distract himself to get through for 3 minutes. I knew I was going to be talking about fantasy football and some injuries in this video anyway, so I was talking to one of my friends last night, and he said, well, why don't you just talk about the injuries while you're in the cryo chamber? Kill two birds with one stone. You distract yourself by talking about injuries, you go ahead and get it done. And it might be funny trying to see if I can remember what I'm talking about in negative 200 plus degree temperatures. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not going to be able to get any words, coherent words out.
You'll be fine. Don't forget your slip down.
Gotta say, a little nervous. All right, there's nothing that's going to freeze, right?
Nope, you're absolutely fine. So you're going to hop in, you're going to step up and up, and then you're going to take the rib off, hand up to me. I'm going to pop this metal flapper over your head so you're going to be in the middle. And then it's going to start. Okay, you ready?
Stand in the middle. Don't touch the side, I'm assuming.
You can touch the side. It's going to be a little silly.
All right, hang on. Let me get to this. Try to get this damn thing off. Uh-oh, there went one of the gloves.
Got it?
I found it.
Perfect. I'm going to pop this over your head. Step down just a little for me.
Yep.
Perfect. Now, two things while you're
Holy
in there.
crap, and it's not even started yet.
It has started.
Okay.
Make sure you rotate periodically. You don't want to adjust the isolate for too long. That's how burns can happen. And make sure you keep your head pointed up. It's nitrogen, which you know lacks oxygen, so things can get super weird super quick.
All right.
Outside of that, it's literally mind over matter.
All right, so let's start with Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz. Arguably one of the best quarterbacks. Damn, this is cold. One of the best quarterbacks in the NFL last season.
True.
Injured his knee week 14. Turns out he had an ACL and an LCL injury. That's the ligament on the outside of his knee. Much harder surgery than just an ACL injury. Longer surgery, more complicated rehab. Honestly, a lot less predictable in terms of outcome and return to play. Best case scenario with ACL injuries, we typically say 6 to 9 months for pro athletes after an ACL. After this injury, we think it's more like 9 to 12. Now, Wentz has been telling everybody he's targeting a week 1 return. I think that's unlikely because, honestly, I just don't think he'll look as good as he normally does. He's a running quarterback. Throws a lot, but he's a lot more mobile than, say, Tom Brady. Will he have that same agility and ability to change directions? It's hard to say. I think this is going to be a long recovery. I think it's going to take him a long time before he looks like he did before. So from a fantasy football perspective, I think I'd pass on him, let somebody else take the chance on a cautious early recovery. Damn, it's hard to move in this thing. All right, next let's talk about Andrew Luck, Indianapolis Colts quarterback. Can't even get full words out. Will he really be back at a year and a half after shoulder surgery? Last season we were all optimistic, but he couldn't even throw a football. Now we're expected to think he's going to be 100%. He was throwing to the media lately, and apparently he looked pretty good. But we've heard this story before. It all sounds like good news, but we haven't seen him throw to receivers and look like the Andrew Luck in preseason. You know, surgery for a torn labrum, can't talk. The cartilage bumper along the socket, that's really hard for a throwing athlete. It's what ends the career of so many Major League Baseball pitchers. So I think it's really unlikely we're going to see the Andrew Luck of old. He's another one I'd pass on. He's going to need a lot of that, a lot of luck if he's going to look like he ever did before. Now for some good news. New York Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. broke his ankle week 5, had surgery right away. Will he be back at 100%? Well, if you watch those videos of him making the one-handed catch at a youth football camp, he looked amazing. I think he'll be there. May have some contract issues, pay attention to that, but I don't think there's any medical concerns.
You're all done.
Awesome.
Watch your head, okay?
Damn, that was cold. How are you feeling? Frozen. I think the talking was the only thing that saved you. You knew you needed to move, but it hurt to move. So then you're like, just like these little, just.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
and the side was cold, so you didn't want to touch it. It was not as bad as I was fearing, though. I am still frozen. I'm still cold, but I'll tell you, it was a great experience. And they tell you to move around a little bit because if you don't, that's where you can get, burns. It's hard to move, so it took mental effort to make myself move. So if you noticed, I was struggling getting whole words out. It's hard, but I will tell you, I'm already feeling better. So that's gonna wrap up this video. If you have thoughts on Carson Wentz, Andrew Luck, OBJ, leave those down below. Or if there's other injuries, other athletes you want me to talk about their injuries, leave those in the comments below. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I record one of these fun sports medicine videos every week or two. So definitely, if you subscribe, I'm still cold. You'll learn more about that when I'm on live and all sorts of other things that I do on YouTube. And last, if you have other challenges you'd like to see me do, I've done now whole body stretching, whole body cryotherapy, got some fun ones coming up. Leave those in the comments below if you have ideas for sports, different types of exercise, sports treatments, recovery treatments, whatever it is, leave those in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.